Mama, stop! Murder me like you murdered my mother!
Stop that!
God!
Stop that!
Murder me! It's out, Nikki!
Well, there is a new cosmetic procedure that has pretty much been taking over the internet, and that is changing your eye color through surgery. Now, I'm not gonna lie, cosmetic procedures has been something I've never really been a fan of. Just personally, I feel like the way that you're born is the way that you're meant to be. Sure, we may have some things about ourselves that we would want to tweak if we could, but I personally just believe that we are all born the way that we are meant to be born, and we should not be changing ourselves or attempting to. But I also support people at the same time if they do want to do something or make minor tweaks or changes or adjustments to their body, go do it in a reputable place. You know what I mean? Like, don't just go to anybody's backyard and say, fuck me up. Like, I don't know. All of the results that I have been seeing from these surgeries look so incredibly creepy and unnatural to the point where I would probably think you're a skinwalker or a shapeshifter or fucking something and run the other direction if I seen you in public with this eye color change surgery. It's also pretty disheartening to me because we talk about beauty standards pretty often on this channel, and they change very rapidly. So one thing's in one day, and then it's like the next day after you conform to fit the beauty standards, they change again, and then you're constantly changing yourself, trying to keep up with the new trends, the new standards, what people think would make you beautiful. And there's just something so disheartening seeing people who are genuinely gorgeous with gorgeous eyes before the surgery botching their faces just to have a lighter eye color. And that's also something I want to talk about because a lot of people who are getting the surgery done that I've noticed, there is a growing trend with brown eyes going to blue and not the blue eyes going to brown. That's a beauty standard we're going to be getting into very shortly. And what's crazier to me, a lot of these people who did get the surgery just simply seen photos on the internet or before and after videos on TikTok and was like, yes, like we're doing this. But there's also people who have been following this trend for quite some time now and they decided to act on it. And they were a fan of this eye color changing surgery. Then after they get the surgery, they're a whole air conditioner. And I just don't understand how they can look at themselves after literally botching their own eyes and be happy with the results. I had first seen this video over on Stephanie Lang's channel. Adore her. If y'all don't know who she is, please go check her out. She's my favorite fucking YouTuber at this point. She's all I watch anymore. And honestly, I was pretty shocked at a lot of these results. They're just, like I said, so unnatural, so uncanny. And I really want to talk about it today, so we're going to be diving right into it.
Like your eye color? Sick of boring brown or basic blue? Now you can tattoo your eyeballs a different color. On the surface, this tweakment seems innocuous enough. Don't like your eye color? Want something a little more exotic? Want to look like an alien? Want to have 2 different colored eyes? Well, now you can. In a simple 45-minute procedure that promises to quickly, simply, and safely permanently change your eye color to anything you want. It's called keratopigmentation or corneal tattooing. This is where the surgeon will carve out a tunnel in your cornea with a laser and then inject a colored pigment into the tunnel, creating the eye color of your dreams or your nightmares.
You're gonna wake up every day and see these eyes now.
As much as I hope these people are pleased with their new eye color because it's bloody permanent, I'm not gonna lie, I think it looks bizarre. They look like frogs. Ribbit. This guy, Dr. Brian Boxer Wackler, is an eye surgeon based in Beverly Hills who seems to primarily market his eye color change surgery procedures on his TikTok account where he has 3.4 million followers.
Yeah, I paused the video, not gonna lie, whenever I was watching Stephanie's video, and I was like, I need to see what this doctor is doing. Like, I'm just curious. I'll be back to this one, Stephanie. And I went over to TikTok, and whenever I started searching for these videos and this doctor, I was uncomfortable. All of the videos look so forced and just... I don't like them. I feel like watching these videos of these people giving reviews of this eye color changing surgery, it's like they've been paid to be there. I don't know if they're like all sharing some weird delirium or something, but it's so weird, y'all. And as soon as we start playing these videos, y'all are gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. All of these individuals that he is interviewing about this eye color changing procedure that he's done to them seriously look like they either regret their decision and don't know what to say, or they're being paid to talk highly of this procedure through this doctor. And I don't know if that's true or not. Obviously, it's just uncomfortable, and that's just the vibe that I get.
What color did you get?
I got olive green.
How long have you been wanting to change your eye color for?
I found out about this procedure about maybe a year ago. Once I found out about it, I got more and more intrigued by it.
How do you feel about now having green eyes?
Very satisfied and pleased with the results. It does seem like it's surreal and too good to be true.
And when you look at yourself in the mirror, how do you feel?
I feel like green suits my personality a bit more.
What would that be?
You know, mischievous, kind of artistic, creative.
How was the procedure itself?
The procedure was relatively quick. I was extremely nervous beforehand because I've never had anything done to my eyes before, but all my fears quickly diminished after that.
When you first saw yourself in the mirror, how did you feel?
It took me some adjusting, but adjusting in a good way.
And then for anyone who's nervous about the procedure, what advice would you have for them?
Don't lose sleep or stress out about the side effects because you got a professional working on you, and any worries I had were completely diminished after I got the results I achieved.
Did you ever wear colored?
I did not edit that, by the way. There's actually a part halfway through this video where they just sit there in awkward silence and the guy's just looking at the doctor like, is there more script or are we good? Oh, there's more script? Okay, let's keep going. And the fact, I just want to say, the fact that he's bringing up the fact about if you have any worries or concerns going into the surgery, just throw them out the door, because you have to remember you have a medical professional who's doing this to you. Yes, a medical professional. What could go wrong? I just find it pretty negligent on the doctor's end that he posted that video and didn't give further context as to that statement that the guy made. Sure, you are going into a procedure, and of course it's important to have an actual licensed medical professional who is of course reputable when it comes down to doing that specific procedure that you're going to get done through them. But it is also super important to take to account and to take note of anything could go wrong. That procedure could have that doctor could have done that procedure 1,000 times, but that doesn't mean that you're also going to be safe getting the procedure done. Anything can happen. There are so many risks and side effects when it comes down to getting eye color changing surgery that just because it's being done by a medical professional, you can't completely eliminate every single one of them. And the side effects of this surgery are absolutely bizarre. And reading the side effects, even if I was somebody who was interested in getting this done, after hearing about what could potentially go wrong or permanent vision loss, I'm gonna nope the fuck out of that situation so quickly.
Jasmine posted this video on TikTok on September 2nd, where she explains how excited she was to have maroon colored eyes. But when she opened her eyes after the procedure was done, the color that she got was nowhere near maroon. And Jasmine was really upset about this, rightfully so. I mean, I could not imagine how shocking that was.
Maroon is maroon. You Google it, it's a brownish red. And it's dark, but I'm okay with that. I'm ready to rock it. So he does one eye and he says, okay, I'm gonna let you see it. I look and I said, I did just that. What is this? I don't know if this is gray. I don't know if this is green. I was in there crying.
It is not FDA approved in the US, which means it's illegal to do the procedure here. But for $5,000 to $7,000, you can get the procedure abroad. It's not without its risks, though.
Lots of complications from this particular cosmetic surgery: infection, glaucoma, blindness. And I give these doctors that are doing this surgery the vast majority of the blame here, because they know that there's no good safety data to support what they're doing. And there's no medical reason why they have to do this eye color change surgery. They're just doing it for money, and it's hurting people.
Please don't go change your eye color surgically. Yes, that's a thing, and it is real these days. People are actually going to certain doctors who are using different pigment injections to change the color of your iris, the colored part of your eye, permanently. Now, the problem I have with it is that for me, the risk really doesn't seem to be worth the benefit. The risk of it is that you could actually go blind from this procedure. On top of it, I don't think that the results really look that natural, because usually it just ends up being a very uniform color, like a bright blue or a bright green, which seems a little crazy to me.
According to the American Academy of Ophthalmology, possible risks of eye color change surgery include, but are not limited to, damage to the cornea. That can lead to cloudiness, warpage, fluid leakage, and vision loss. So like, you could go blind. Light sensitivity, reaction to the dye, uveitis, whatever the hell that is, or blood vessel growth into the cornea. Bacterial or fungal infection, which can produce corneal scarring and vision loss. Uneven distribution of the dye, leakage of the dye into the eye, color fading due to the dye moving or leaking into the eye. So with all those risks taken into account, why the hell would anyone willingly put themselves in that situation? It all comes back to self-perception and insecurity.
I agree with Stephanie here. I feel like a majority of these people who are getting these eye surgeries done that I've noticed have had darker eyes or even lighter eyes, but just with darker pigmentation in them. And they're always going to this really unnatural bright shades of blue. And sure, it's 2025. Beauty standards have been so diverse, but also I feel like there's still that niche of having light eyes, that light eyes are the most beautiful. And if you have dark eyes, they're boring and you're not as pretty as the people with the light eyes. And again, beauty standards, they fucking suck. And also back to what that one guy was saying, this isn't a necessary procedure that needs to be done. There's no medical benefit to getting surgery to change your eye color. The only benefit that you're getting is this false satisfaction with molding to a beauty standard that isn't meant for everybody. And it's sickening, and it always disgusts me that doctors out there play into people's insecurities just for a paycheck that could potentially be doing harm to people, all to put money in their own pockets. A TikToker named Dandy Demon ended up making a video talking about this and saying how unnatural that these results look, and they don't even really look that good compared to the before.
I have a question about eye color surgery, and I mean no disrespect to these patients, no disrespect to these, a little disrespect to these doctors actually. Because why are they always picking the most unnatural, flattest contacts to put in these eyes permanently? I have never seen an eye color change surgery that has looked natural. What's up with that? Like, she's beautiful, but this is scary. It's always got that dark limbo ring around the outside. You can see it pretty prominently here. I don't know if that's just her natural eye color peeking through or if that's done on purpose, because I've seen that with a lot of these procedures, but it looks beautiful on a natural eye. But here, it just makes it look even flatter, even more like a contact. Like, look at that. It looks worse than a Halloween contact. And note how I don't even need to point out which one is the natural eye color and which one is the surgically done one. It's this one, obvious. I challenge you to find me an eye color change surgery that does not look scary.
Now, I'm not really a fan of Hailey Bailey, and if y'all have watched my channel for a while, y'all probably hear me say a lot, I'm gonna reference this video, but I'm not a fan. It just happens. But I did, while I was scrolling through these eye color changing surgery before and after videos, Hailey Bailey actually posted a video making kind of fun of this situation. And not really of the situation, but more so just the before and after results and how unnatural and just not so pleasant that it looks. Now, I feel like her making this video kind of poking fun at the eye color changing surgery and how unnatural the results are really does kind of set the tone for how this is just not needed. And honestly, what's really sad is taking a look at a majority of these videos where people are talking about the before and afters, you can tell they are lacking a certain confidence with just the way that they were born or the way that they looked prior. And the doctors cheer them on for getting this surgery to fix these alleged insecurities, which I'm not going to say somebody's feelings are invalid. Everybody deals with their own set of insecurities, but perception is definitely reality. It doesn't matter how beautiful the world tells you that you are. If you don't see it for yourself, it's going to be hard to believe it. And the truth of the sad matter is the fact that these insecurities are being preyed on by doctors who know they can make a pretty penny from giving you cosmetic procedures that are not needed based off of your own insecurities.
7 months ago, you had your eye color changed to steel gray. How's it been going?
Amazing. I love it so much. Everybody loves it. My kids were a little nervous at first because they think I'm always trying something new, but it's what I always wanted. They're beautiful. I'm happy with them. I'm happy that I don't have to wear the contact lenses anymore. I can just wake up with these beautiful eyes every day. I'm so happy.
And how does it make you feel having the eye color of your dreams?
The dream come true. I've been hoping they'd come out with something, and I just kind of kept my eyes peeled. This is the God's truth. I just thought to myself that if they ever come out with something permanent and Dr. Brian is doing it, I'm going to go for it. But only if Dr. Brian was doing it, because I trust him with my eyes. Here I am, 7 months in, and I love my eyes so much.
And you were a patient, you had the wider eyes procedure.
I did, and it was amazing. I was so happy, it worked, it's doing great. My eyes have been white and pretty. After that, I really, really, really trusted you.
And what do people say about your eyes when you see people?
They just say your eyes are so pretty. Initially, they think, are those contacts? And I said, no, there are no contacts. And I love the part that I got to change my identification to gray eyes. And so when people have to scan my ID and they see gray eyes and they see my picture on the ID scanner and they see me, they're like, oh, those are her real eyes. I'm like, yes, they are. It's amazing.
For people who are nervous, because that's natural, how would you reassure people?
I see people getting this procedure other places. Their recovery is hard and rough and they're complaining and they're nervous. The one thing that Dr. Brian assured me was that he had a very gentle way of doing this procedure. He was absolutely right. I left the procedure, went out and had a wonderful lunch in a beautiful spot in LA. I slept good that night. I kind of looked at my phone a little bit more than I probably should, but it was fine. The next day, I still didn't have any pain. It was just a very, very, very good recovery.
This is just sad to me in general, to see somebody who obviously struggled with the way that they looked before when it comes down to their own natural eye colors that was handed down to them by their ancestors and family, to be so unhappy with it that they go out and get eye color changing surgery that could have altered them and affected their life permanently in a very negative way. And the fact that this doctor is probably behind the camera smiling the entire time that she is just hyping him up is disgusting. One thing that bothers me really badly too about this doctor's videos, and again, I'm not a medical expert, I'm just a POS commentary channel, and the thing about it too is the fact that this doctor, okay, and again, this is alleged, these are just my thoughts and opinions based off of what I've seen from him on the internet, is the fact that it seems like he's using his patients that he's done this surgery with to promote the fact that it's safe because they didn't get negative results with it. These select few people didn't have bad results or damage to their eyes or cornea or visions or even any type of life-threatening serious factors that came out of the surgery. So he's using these few people who had successful eye color changing surgeries to push the message that this is the thing to do and it is extremely safe to do it under Dr. Brian because he wants more clientele. Again, this is newer. There's no real data behind how safe that this actually is. There is obvious side effects and risks that are known to having this surgery done, but there's no real data for the long-term effects. So it kind of feels cheap to me that he's using his patients to push that this is a fun and good thing to do with little to no harmful effects after the surgery and how comfortable and happy that they are with the results. And it is so fucking bothersome to me, but I do want to go ahead and talk about those beauty standards that we dived into earlier, and I actually want to play a clip again from Stephanie Lang's channel because she talks about this in a very, dare I say, majestic manner, and I would rather her explain it than me, and I will give y'all my thoughts after.
The thing is, most people tend to look better with their natural eye color. It's just a fact. Usually, your eye color will blend harmoniously with the rest of your genetic coloring. Like this girl with her dark hair and olive skin tone. She has the matching deep eye color. It just works. The colors belong together, and she's stunning. Then with the icy blue eyes, okay, yes, she's still stunning, and the new eye color is certainly eye-catching, but I have to admit, I think it looks a little off. The blue eyes look a little bit out of place, which makes sense because eyes that color would usually only be seen on people with really light skin and hair. For example, like people living in really cold regions where they don't really require a lot of melanin, like Scandinavia or Northwestern Europe. Light eyes on people who originate from these areas makes sense because the sunlight is weaker and therefore they don't need a lot of melanin in their eyes to protect their eyes from the sun. The thing about eye color that most people don't realize, and actually I didn't realize either until I researched for this video, is that eye color isn't about having like a blue or green pigment. It's about how much pigmentation you don't have. All human irises, which is the colored part of your eye, contain melanin. This is the same pigment that colors our skin and our hair. If you have dark brown eyes, that just means that you have high concentrations of melanin, which is designed to absorb more light. Which makes sense, right? Typically speaking, people with dark brown eyes will have heritage that originates from warmer climates. On the other hand, blue, green, gray eyes have far less melanin because it's not necessary in a colder climate. And because these eyeballs don't have as much melanin, light scatters through the iris, kind of like sunlight through fog, creating the illusion of blue or green. So in reality, nobody actually has like blue pigment in their eyes. My eyes look blue, but technically they're not, because every human iris contains the same base pigments, which is mostly brown melanin. What creates the difference in how your eye color appears is how much melanin is present. Technically speaking, we all have brown eyes, and lighter eyes is actually just a trick of the light, an optical illusion, if you will.
If you are considering getting that eye color change surgery done where they like tattoo your eyeball to change the color of your eyes, please just take it from me and maybe reconsider getting that done, because I just witnessed someone who had that procedure done and it was jarring, to put it lightly. Like, it was not what I expected. Now, you see, I was just going to the doctor for a regular checkup, but before my appointment, I had to check in at the reception. So I go to the reception, and there's this receptionist lady at the desk, and for some reason, she's wearing these big blackout sunglasses, and I was thinking like, oh, that's kind of weird, like wearing sunglasses inside, but I didn't really think much of it at first. Anyway, she starts checking me in, and she's really nice. She's like asking me all of the preliminary health questions, but she's also asking me about my day. Like, she's just being a really good receptionist. And then she asked me for my insurance and my ID. So I hand her my insurance card and my ID. She takes my ID, she takes my insurance, and as she's holding them, she like lowers her sunglasses to get a better look. And as soon as she lowers her sunglasses, I see these big neon green orbs she had for eyes. They looked like radioactive. And I know this is rude, but as soon as I saw her eyes, I had this guttural reaction out loud. I was just like, hello to everyone in the room. But after she heard me say that, her neon green eyes dart up at me, and she's just like, hi, can I help you? And I had to think fast because I wasn't expecting that. So I was like, oh, your eyes are really cool. Mind you, I probably could have come up with a better response, but the pressure of her looking at me felt like she could like zap me at any given moment with her neon green eyes. Nonetheless, after I complimented her eyes and I was like, oh, your eyes are really cool, she goes on to be like, oh my gosh, you're the first person to compliment my eyes. Believe it or not, I actually just got them done. But I went on to be like, what do you mean you got them done? Because up until this point, I thought they were natural. I just thought they were a little crazy looking. She goes on to be like, I wasn't born with this eye color. I was born with brown eyes. I got this procedure where they tattoo your eyes to change the color. And I was just like, oh, cool. But she goes on and she's just like, yeah, I mean, I always dreamed of having hazel eyes, and now that we're living in the future, I can make that reality. I could feel my face dropping in shock, because what do you mean you think your eyes are hazel? Her eyes were like highlighter green, and she was telling me with a straight face that her eyes were hazel. Bro, who's gonna tell her? I'm not gonna tell her. I didn't tell her. She's just a receptionist lady. She checked me in. I don't know, maybe I'm making generalizations. Maybe not everyone's procedure outcome looks like that, but I just wouldn't risk it for the biscuit. I need y'all's thoughts on this, because my God.
Now, I'm not a fan of this procedure in the slightest bit. I feel like it is so unnatural. It is so uncomfortable to look at the results. And again, not everybody who has gotten this surgery that I have seen had terrible results, but you can just tell it's not natural, and it's pretty uncomfortable to look at. Honestly, with some of the people who have gotten this surgery done, and they said that they used to wear contacts prior to getting the surgery, and now they're so happy they don't have to pop those contact lenses in every single day. Sure, I understand. That's probably extremely uncomfortable. I've never had contacts. I would freak out if I had to put any single thing in my eyeball. And honestly, if I had to wear glasses, I would not go for the contact route. I would just pop glasses on, because what do you mean? I can barely put eye drops in my eye without being uncomfortable. But if I'm being completely honest with you, I have heard people spending upwards of $10,000 getting this procedure done when they can go out and buy $20 to $50 pair of contact lenses that would look 50 times better than this super weird, unnatural, uncanny surgery results. Again, this bothers me because this is not a necessity. This is not a needed surgery. There's so many sick side effects, vision loss forever. Like, are we really going to put ourselves through that just to have a different eye color shade? And again, I think what bothers me the absolute most about this is just the fact that doctors, again, don't need to do this surgery. It's just something that they can prey on people's insecurities about, just to get a shit ton of money and promotion for being the person who did the surgery in the first place. I don't know. I feel like if people do have insecurities about something like their eye color, their skin color, their hair color, I do agree with Stephanie. I feel like it is down to your ancestors, where you're born. It's down to what was necessity, what was necessary for them. Sorry, I cannot speak today. Like I said though, I understand having insecurities. I'm insecure about a lot of stuff pretty much all the time. I feel like it's very natural to have insecurities, but I feel like if you're going above and beyond to the extent where you're getting a super unnecessary surgery that has a shit ton of negative side effects just to alter your eye color is going a little bit too far. And what's a shame, I don't even think or know if there's a reversal for this. I know that some surgeries can be reversed. If you get filler, you can let it dissolve. You can go get it dissolved. If you get Botox, you can go get it redone if you want to get it redone. But it's not a necessity. If you change your mind about it, it's something that I'm sure will fizzle out at some point. But I feel like if you're already struggling with insecurities, the last thing that would be good for you to do is, while you're struggling to accept yourself, go and permanently alter and change your fucking eyes, the window to your soul, to something that isn't actually meant to represent you or your soul. I couldn't imagine feeling lost in my identity or unhappy with how I look and getting a procedure like this done to where I no longer even recognize myself in the mirror because my eyes are no longer my eyes. And like I said, I don't even think or know if there's a reversal for this. So imagine getting the surgery and it's completely botched, not at all what you wanted, and now there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to be stuck living or looking like that forever, or you can just go back under the knife or the scope, whatever you want to call it, and get a different color tattoo to your eyeball, because why not? It's not like there's a shit ton of side effects. Why are we doing this? I feel like I'm going to crash out. I wanted to talk about this because the beauty standards are so fucking toxic and they're forever changing. They will forever more change. What's in today, babe, might not be in tomorrow. So why are we going and altering our bodies permanently for something that comes and goes?
This is called keratopigmentation, and there are more and more doctors like Dr. Brian Boxer Wackler from TikTok who are performing this procedure to change the color of the eyes. A laser is used to make a small channel underneath the cornea, and then a specialized ink is then placed to change the color of the iris. Is this something you would consider doing?
Absolutely the fuck not. Because why would I risk it? That's just me though. I really want to know y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. This has officially freaked me the fuck out. I don't know where you are in the world while you're watching this video. I don't know what time zone you're in. I don't know what country, state, town, city. Drop your zip code. I'm just joking. Don't do that down below. I don't know where y'all are, but I do understand that insecurities run through everybody globally. There's not just one specific area or multiple areas that are affected by it. Every single one of us go through some form of insecurity, whether it's with our body, our hair, our face, our skin, our complexion, our makeup skills. It can literally be with anything. Everybody is going to have some form of insecurity, and that's completely fine because that is absolutely natural. But to put yourself or your health or your vision at risk for what? Why? Why are we doing that? And why is doctors out here normalizing a procedure that doesn't need to be done, doesn't have any type of medical benefit? And I wish I could give y'all a better answer or reasoning behind why this is being done, but at the end of the day, how I see this procedure being done and this surgery and these results, I just see it as people who have insecurities naturally and rightfully so. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions and their own feelings and their own insecurities, and we shouldn't invalidate them for simply how they're feeling. But the last thing that we need to be doing is promoting doctors or having doctors go around and say, hey, I see you have an insecurity. Come to me and give me $5,000 to $10,000, $12,000, and I can make that insecurity go away by giving you a surgery that you might or might not like afterwards. Yeah, there could be very damaging effects, but you might get some form of satisfaction. And hey, you might not be happy with the results, and you probably can never go back to your natural eye color ever again, but the good news is you could probably get the surgery again and just dye over the dye that we already put into your eyeball and just pray that the second time around doesn't have any type of side effects, because just because the first time didn't doesn't mean that there's not going to be side effects the second time around. And just because one person or two persons or 500 people got this surgery and it was safe for them does not mean that everybody else who follows is going to have the same experience. It's just a matter of time before somebody loses their vision or has very negligent damage done to their body based off of having an insecurity and wanting to change it. I am sorry that I have ranted this long. This has been absolutely mind-boggling to me, and I've been away from YouTube for quite some time, so I was like, let's come back with a fucking rant, because why not? I don't know, y'all. Like I said, I don't know where in the world that y'all are. I know everybody struggles with insecurities, but this is the last thing I recommend anybody doing, is getting permanent things done to their body that they can probably never go back on to go and revert back to how they were prior, especially not being able to do that naturally. I just don't like this procedure. I don't like the way that it's being marketed. I don't like the way that these doctors are pulling in their own patients to get them to promote this surgery as a safe and easy way to change and fix something that they're insecure about. Like, there's going to be no side effects, like there's going to be no damage done to their bodies, or what's going to happen to their vision in the future after tattooing their eyeball. I don't know. That's just me. I really want to know y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. This is, again, just, I'm befuddled by the situation. I am flabbergasted. It is not supercalifragilisticexpialidocious what these people are doing. But I really just want to know y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, so let me know. And with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next damn video. Alright, bye.